us off with thank you very much, Jann, for going live with me.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I'm That Kimberly, and today's live, now that we have audio going, that's the great thing about technology. You just got to be patient and work through it, right? I have Jann Villanueva, my friend up in, you live in Corinth or Denton, Texas?
Denton, technically.
Denton. Okay.
I can throw a rock to Corinth, so.
Okay. So that's also the DFW area for folks who don't know where that's at. And we are going to chat a little bit today about how she's adapting to working from home with 3 children still in school. Am I right?
You're right. You're right.
And still being an executive in the multifamily space, as well as a wife and mother. And, so thank you, Jann.
Yeah. Thanks again for having me. This is actually kind of fun. I miss talking to people other than a 10, a 9, and a 7-year-old.
I don't know the feeling, but I just miss talking to people, period. So
yeah, I know.
So what's been going on with you? How is this, how have you been adapting?
Yeah, so obviously, we're all in very unusual times. It's certainly been a challenge. So my family has been out of school. Our spring break started March 9th.
Wow.
A really early spring break. So we've been home, or my girls have been home with me for almost a month now. And we started our online schooling 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
So that's probably been the biggest adjustment I've had to make personally, having a full-time mom, full-time employee, full teacher, which I've already been told several times that I'm a bad teacher.
No, you're not. You're trying.
We're making it work. We're making it work, So it's definitely been a challenge having to juggle those things every day. But it's also been a huge blessing to be able to be here with my kids and have new experiences with them. And while this is over, we are going to be able to sit back and laugh. And remember that one time mommy tried to teach me math? Yeah.
Oh,
so awesome. Yeah.
Well, we are live and we do have comments, but some like we have Jeff has said hello. So hi, Jeff. But due to the fact that I am a team of one figuring the software out, I have not figured out how to reply during the cast. So just this Jeff saying hello, we're saying hello back to him reminds me that we will answer all comments at the end after the show. So definitely, Amy's on. Hi, Amy.
What's up, my girl?
So we will definitely come back around because this is on Facebook Live as well as LinkedIn. So we will answer all questions and do our best afterwards because I don't think I have the highest upgrade of the software to reply to everybody in motion. So I just was reading through that. So I just want to let everybody know, bear with us and leave your comments. Maybe let us know where you're watching from. We got another one. Hi, Deanna. Yeah, so we're excited that you guys are on and chatting with us. So, are you? I'm really intrigued, and I feel like a lot of people like me who don't have children need to better understand, like, what is that homeschooling entailing? What are they, especially for the separation of? Elaine, tell me the ages one more time.
So I have a 5th grader who's 10, a 3rd grader who's 9, and a 1st grader who's 7.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
So you actually have to do all the class teaching yourself?
That's correct. So what happens is now all 3 of the teachers kind of do their learning at home a little differently.
Yeah.
1st grader, I get emailed what we need to accomplish in a whole week. So it's a whole week's worth of stuff. So sometimes we may be able to knock out all of our assignments in 3 days, and sometimes that can be a little bit more challenging. And we're doing homework on Saturday because we decided to skip school on Thursday.
Yeah.
So she does it that way. And then my other two, my third and fifth grader, they're doing daily assignments. So we have to log in through their Google Classroom, and all of their assignments are loaded every day. And
Wow.
my fifth grader, because I'm sure that I'm not the only parent, at least that's what I tell myself, that can't teach her fifth grader math. On that extra step, and every day at 2, you could either choose a 10 o'clock or a 2 o'clock. And my fifth grader logs on from 2 to 3 and his math lesson through Zoom for his students.
Awesome.
Really, really cool. It's honestly my fifth grader's favorite part of the day, because I think that they miss that interaction too with their friends.
Oh yeah.
We've got neighborhood friends that, live here that go to the same school, and they're always asking, can, so-and-so come over and play? And, of course they can't.
Yeah, good answer.
So that's
I have a story for you later. So anyway.
Yeah. So that's been really hard for them, is not, having that human interaction with their friends. And so for her to be able to get online and see their faces and talk to each other.
Yeah.
It's incredible that, and, we're blessed. We've got this technology that, this is all happening where we can still somewhat stay connected.
Yeah.
So that certainly has helped, I think, a lot of us get through all this.
Yeah. Some more than others. Technology definitely is I felt, because we're of the generation that we like to, kind of bash the whole social media technology, but now I have definitely the last 2 years gotten better at, oh my gosh, I'm just going to try whatever it is, because if it helps me grow and connect more with my nieces and my nephews and the next generation, that's what I want. And it also helps stimulate my brain. Hence why I was like, well, I've been talking to friends via text, and sometimes Duo. I have an iPhone, but it just seemed better I started doing more Duos and FaceTimes, especially with my mom.
Yeah.
And, when she's, because she lives in El Paso, and we do the Alexa, but sometimes it doesn't work. It's kind of glitching out. So her caregiver has the Duo app, but I'm just trying to figure it out just to stay connected so I don't go crazy, because I'm used to working from home, but not being able to leave. Like grocery store is the highlight of my day. So
right. Oh, absolutely.
Talking to people, anybody who's gonna FaceTime with me or do a live, I'm excited about. Tomorrow Jeff Durstock's gonna be on, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad you can do this.
Yeah.
Some of us are not as technically savvy like you, so.
Well, you're getting there.
I just click on a link and then it's done for me. That's about as much as I can do.
Well, but you think about it with the things that you've learned just trying to help your kids get set up.
Yeah, very true.
I think we're all going to come out of this with a lot more skill set that we realized, and a lot more empathy towards not just each other, but also technology and things that not working, not being so impatient, because
right.
I am very grateful. I don't think I would know what to do with myself if this wasn't a possibility,
Right. Exactly.
So what about how do you juggle work? How do you juggle all this? Because you work from home normally, but
yes,
not everybody's with you, right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So, typically outside of this pandemic, I do work from home, and, I'll have my client meetings and things like that. But for the most part, my office, my hub is home.
Yeah.
So, we've had to be very consistent on sticking to a schedule. And, luckily, my youngest is 7. So for the most part, we need all the TikToks. We'll be making more TikToks. So for the most part, they're pretty self-sufficient in the fact whenever I say, okay, mommy's got to work and I've got to close my office door, and then I've got my 10-year-old, they're able to pretty much be self-sufficient. I have a coworker, and he's got twin boys that are, I think, maybe 3, maybe. So I can't imagine having to do this with kids because they've, you've got to constantly be watching for them, or babies, having to do that with work. So, fortunate in the fact that I've got 3 that can kind of take care of each other. And when when I need to come and do my work, I can.
Yeah.
There'll be an occasional, Mom, can I have a snack? Mom, Reese is doing this or Sophia's doing
You're
that.
like, mute.
Yeah, exactly. I think I did that to you earlier. I'm like, let me mute the phone so I can yell at my kids real quick.
I had a call with a team that I'm working with, and one of them was saying they said what the blessings coming out of this, and what are the things that they least like the most, which got me all into a big emotional ball, because yesterday was not a good day for me because I had been in the house way too long, and now I'd made the decision not to go home to see my mom this month for the fear of getting her sick. So that's a hard struggle. But when he said it, there were so many funny things, but then some of the things that people, like one of them was like, I love my kids, they're my kids, but I want to kill them. I need this to be over, And somebody said something about reconnecting with their family and their wives, and just, that really sweet things. And then I started getting into tears. I was like, hey, I can't answer this question. I'm texting the guy who's heading the call. It's like, really, I was not expecting to have to speak, and I'm not having a good day. So let's, if you don't want me crying on this sales team's call, that people had never met me before. Most of them had not, because they were in other parts of the country. I was just like, probably not a good day for me to answer this question,
Right.
So later he called me and he was just like, hey, Kimberly, it's important mental state. So, reach out. I was like, I promise you. And he was like, I knew something was really bad when you, of all people who love to talk, and I always preppy. I was like, it's just one of those days. I shouldn't have turned the news on so quickly. I should have, done a lot of my happier things to get my day going than I did. And it just set me. And then we got out. Like, we just decided, because my boyfriend was off, to get out of the house. So I've become very mindful of the fact that we all need that. I don't, especially kids, we are children at heart, some of us, me.
Right.
So it's harder. So I'm glad that you're figuring out, and that your kids are very much more self-sufficient. I didn't feel bad for one of the sales guys who said that his kids are driving him crazy, because I started thinking, well, that's what your wife feels like when you leave for a business trip. Like, I didn't say it, but I was like thinking,
thinking it.
Yeah, I mean, let's all come together, and now we'll have more empathy with our significant others, our children, our neighbors, everybody. Like, I really hope that this pandemic will soon goes away, so I can get back selfishly to see my mother. But two, it's such a just different. So
you never realize how much you need that human interaction until it's taken away from you. And I think that's, it's been hard for me too, because I do the caregivers program. So we've had to put a stop to that, and that's been tough. And then seeing the videos of people who can't see their loved ones is just super heart-wrenching for me. And they're singing to each other through the window, and about 3 seconds of it, and I'm just like
falling.
I can't even imagine. So that's it's hard for me to not be able to see my people, my friends at program, and check in on them and see how they're doing. But a lot of them, no technology.
Okay. I was gonna say, have you implemented, like, even made a suggestion to do like a Zoom? I've seen a couple of caregiving groups do Zooms, not in a mass quantity, but whoever could do, because you can do it from your phone. If, like, they just had to get a little educated before they did it. Another caregiving group that I was in Dallas, that they did their first Zoom. I was so excited for them.
Yeah, that's a great idea. My counterpart, Tracy, is working right now on putting together some YouTube videos that we send out to them, and just they can just click on a link.
Have them do TikTok, like Jordan. Like, that is so fun, and it's easy. The tool is super easy. I've been seeing a lot more seniors on there doing TikToks, and I'm like, go, yes.
Awesome.
Your kids can teach you how to TikTok.
They did. So we posted a video the other day.
Okay, I need to follow them, or they need to follow me so I can find them.
Well, okay. So my kids don't have TikTok, so we have to
you have a private account?
Find the videos on Instagram, and then I not to get off on another issue, but my 10-year-old did have TikTok. And when I started researching it a little bit more, I thought, yeah, no, this is not happening. So she does not have TikTok anymore. So we find all of the dance moves on Instagram and how she learns the dance moves. And then she taught me and her sisters the other night.
That's awesome. That's
yeah.
awesome.
So
well, I'll share the ones. I'll share the ones that I can share that are fun to you directly. I mean, I put some of them on my story because I'm learning TikTok as well. Just for the editing tool is super easy and fun and just different and finding, like, I'm asking my nieces and nephews, how about this one? Let's duo this one, because that's how they communicate,
Right.
It is, you just have to be mindful and watch just like any other app, it's no different. It is kind of different. At least you can see who's following them. Unlike on Snapchat, I remember when I learned Snapchat to talk to my niece at the time who was 12, and I was trying to explain to people, do you not understand that they're only going to show you what they want to show you? Like, it's not like all these others. And TikTok, from what I can see, you can see their comments, you can see things and people following them. It's not as one-sided as Snapchat is, and from what I can tell. So, but good for you, 10. I get it. You got to be. They're gonna have plenty of time to play on those apps. When they get older, censoring. But so, what project or have you been able to finish, or maybe what series, TV shows have you been able to finish since you've been home?
I know, right? Well, it's funny because my husband and I, and that's another thing, he obviously is Dallas PD. So
yeah, okay. Let's talk about that first. How is he doing with all
good.
that?
He's doing good. Every day he comes home from work, he goes straight to the shower.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I'm falling behind him with the Lysol can. Like,
did you wash your hands? Did
you wash your hands? Yeah. So literally, he walks in the door, goes straight to the bathroom, and takes off his uniform and showers.
Yeah.
But that's been good. It's a little worrisome, but he has to go to work.
Yeah.
So we've just kind of play it day by day with that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been
different.
Prayers as all of these first responders, and of course the nurses and doctors that don't pleasure of working from home and
taking a break.
Yeah. So
what are your husband? You were saying you and your husband.
Okay. So he can sit on a couch all day and watch TV. Like, no, I can barely go to the movie. I love the movies. If it's longer than 2 hours, ADD starts kicking in and I'm fidgety. And so I honestly don't watch a lot of TV. So other than This Is Us, which is the best show ever.
Yeah. We have to catch up on that because we got to a part where we had to stop for a while, and we're going to pick up again. But so you haven't anything like I saw the Tiger King the other day while I was cleaning house on Saturday. That was unusually good. Wow. Apparently there's a phenomenon about them.
I know. Yes, I'm dying to. That is one that I'm wanting to watch.
It's easy. It's only 7 episodes.
So it's we just got to wait, obviously, for the kids to go to bed to watch that one. And it's so projects though. Really, we did say this weekend that we're probably going to do some things around the house to fix it up, whether it's working in the yard, if the weather's nice, maybe plant flowers, or this sounds really stupid, but we have several. This is how bored we are. My husband's like, wow, we have a lot of lights out in the house. We should go bulbs and change the light bulbs in the house. So that's what we're doing this weekend.
It's true. I mean, you see things like we're organizing. We had just moved to Houston, so we were behind in unpacking. So we slowly started doing like baby projects. But since my boyfriend does work out, he's in the restaurant industry. Fortunately, still has his job, even though things have changed. I just feel very blessed that he's still able to, but he does go out in the public, so he's to Mr. Washing the hands. He doesn't
Right.
go shower right away. Maybe I need to make him shower right away. But
Yeah.
yeah, we started like picking up projects, you know, because he's tired when he comes home because there's so much more. They're having to do more with less people, you know.
Right. Right.
Because they did have to lay off a lot of people, with the hopes that once the sales get back up from the to-goes, they'll be able to bring people back.
Yeah.
But it definitely, you know, getting the office done, you know, doing our tax sortings and everything and all that. Like we're trying to stay focused on one thing a day maybe, or one thing a night, or, you know, over the weekend, and on top of the, you know, my contract job that I have, and then, you know, his daily having to go out into the world of Corona.
Are you Corona? Are you guys cooking more?
Yes, we are. We're
Yeah.
cooking and drinking a lot.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Had it been 5 o'clock that we did this, I would have my wine next to me.
We could have happy hour.
Yeah.
I just know it was harder for you after 3.
Yeah.
But there are the options for lunchtime or happy hour, both, you know, because
Right.
I did have one on Friday with Elaine Delude, and
Does
we had
time really matter anymore?
I
mean,
know.
really?
Well, I'm trying not to get into a bad habit. You know, if it was a
Yeah.
Saturday, it'd be different because I'd feel like it's okay because it's,
Right.
you know, Sunday, Saturday and Sunday fun day at the same time. I don't
Yeah.
know, but what can I say? It is what it is. I'm
Exactly.
still trying to keep some normalcy and get my projects done. I did start a nonprofit, you know, that I wasn't like I was, and I give you credit because of what you and your mom started with the support group, that I just wanted to go all in, but wasn't planning on it, I guess. And it happened, especially during this time. I was like, hey, I got the time. Why not? Let me just baby step through this. And so more to come on that. But yeah, it's
so proud of you.
Well, thank you. Now, if I can get some of the seniors on talking to me, like, I am excited to come to Dallas when we do get to interview about, you know, what you and your mom did and your whole family with your dad, because more messages like that, I did realize, need to be spoken about, as well as things like this, you know, when it comes to being a full-time executive and then also having to manage your, you know, children and your family all together. Like it becomes a lot. Like it becomes stressful. You know, some people, I have a friend that he's having to help his father right now, and he's overwhelmed even though he is working from home, you know. And the more that we can interact with each other, or even just have a conversation about something funny or something not so funny, you know, like if it had been yesterday, I had to postpone anything I did yesterday because it was just not a good day.
Right.
I feel like if more people understand that we all go through it, you know, some are better at getting out of it than others. And, you know, but it's a fact of life. I mean, if you look at what's happening right now in our world, like the anxiety level, especially the seniors, like I just can't imagine. Like you brought up those, you know, from the nursing homes, and they can't see their loved one. They're already so fused as it is, you know. Luckily, with my mom's no short-term memory, we try to make it funny and laughter, because she does get to see her caregiver. My nieces and nephews have stepped up to come at night because we can't hire someone else right now. You know, and she needs surgery, you know, and it's all covered, you know, insurance is going to cover it, but it's not deemed essential. She hasn't broken her hip, but she can't walk. So that's a whole other, you know, topic on another day. But it has been quite emotional for me because I can't go there, like, you know, and I could, but I can't because I feel guilty, you know. I feel guilty if I were to go and give her something, because I could be asymptomatic, you know. Taking a plane across the state is probably not the wisest thing right now for me to do. So
just creating that risk, and that is really, really tough. And you know, I read something on someone's Facebook page the other day, and it talked about how, you know, like you said, you have your good days and your bad days, and I certainly do too. There's been days where I've just been so overwhelmed with what's going on, and being able to juggle everything and figure it all out, and being super hard on myself. Am I doing this right? Am I, you know, giving my all at my job and my kids and
Yeah.
being a mom, and then all these thoughts start to conjure up in your head, and I have to say, wait, I've got to stop doing this. I'm self-destructing over here.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? But
It
I
happens.
know I'm not the only one, so
Yeah.
I have to tell myself that too, that we're all
Hmm.
doing this together. And that's when I go in and watch an encouraging video, or get to
Yeah.
here with my friend and talk.
Yeah.
That helps make my day. So
Yeah, definitely.
get through it together. And like you said, it's so important to still have that human connection and interaction. We can't change what's happening. All
Correct.
we can do is accept it
Well,
and
we
figure out
can
ways
we
to,
can we can change
if
the
we
when it's
stay home.
yeah, that we stay home. The more I
Yeah.
see and talk to like my dad, who lives in Oklahoma, that's but he doesn't get that because he's so much older. He's like,
Yeah.
well, I'm not really, and then I think, well, he's isolating himself and he doesn't understand why we're calling him. Like
Yeah.
he's old school, and I feel some people get it even at that age, and and a lot more don't,
Yeah.
and that's what I like. We can change this, and until then we can still stay interactive with each other and support each other, emotionally, especially more than anything
Right.
else, because it is something that more people will realize, I feel, after this, and they should be more aware that it happens to everybody. Not especially isolation is a bad thing.
Yeah.
I do understand some men like to isolate. I had a conversation with a friend. He was like, well, I'm usually a loner, but I get when you are made to stay home and you can't get out. Like when you choose to do it, it's one thing. But when in your mind you're told because you can't leave, that's a whole other story. And I'm
Right.
like, that's definitely something that more people, like me, who had to understand, why am I feeling this way? Why am I being, bluesy? And it's because I hadn't been out in,
Right.
4 days.
Right.
So,
Right. People like
yeah.
you and I need that interaction.
Hmm.
We are, what is something, another thing I saw, it said introverts be like, I've been preparing for this my life. So
Yes.
I've got a
But
few family members that are like, this is the best thing ever. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
now I don't have to bail on you
Yeah,
and make an excuse not to come and see you.
exactly. Exactly.
Well, but I mean, even for introverts, I feel like some introverts need a little bit of. My dad's an introvert now, unfortunately, but he still likes to go across the street and talk to the neighbors or walk
Yeah.
up, when he feels like it. It's on his terms.
Right.
So it's definitely something that I feel can come with age if you're not already born with it. But at the age that he's at, or that, your mom's at, my mom's, that's the wrong time to be isolated,
Yeah.
and because of it helps it helps them live longer, helps everybody live longer,
Right.
and it helps their mental state. So I'm glad that people are talking more about talking to their neighbors and just checking on them, and family members, giving a reason to call your family members, um, for no other reason, just to say hello.
Say hi. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
it's very important. So I really appreciate you visiting with me, Jann, so much. Hopefully we'll be able to do. I have to give you a big shout out that you have said yes to being involved in the documentary. So when this
Yeah.
is all
Honored.
lifted, that I'll be coming there to you to get your story, because I do feel like this pandemic is a great opportunity to explain to people why we need to be, the news is showing how it's affecting, the seniors that are already in the nursing homes, and how it affects
Yeah.
people. The doctors are talking about how it affects people's mental state. I I know there's needs to be more awareness about, what goes on with a caregiver, and what goes
Yeah.
on with just people, like elderly people in general, like, after 65, if you self isolate like my dad has done, you slowly go downhill,
Right.
and you don't want that. Like, your mom was great about getting out. How is your mom doing, speaking of?
She's probably the one that's having the hardest time with this.
Mm,
is such a little social butterfly.
Ah.
So, you know, I probably shouldn't admit this, but she does live 9 houses down, but she
It's
is
so
still walking over here
I mean,
and comes and says hi. We don't give hugs or kisses,
yeah.
but of course we say I love you, and
Yeah.
um, she has come over for dinner, but I think she would go completely crazy if she didn't have anybody to talk. So,
Yeah.
but she's doing good. She
Well,
misses, her friends at the senior center and all.
yeah. You you can't.
She's
But
hanging
you
in there.
but you guys, but good for you that, yes, she can walk there, and you got to keep your boundaries. We go see Brandon's parents cuz they are, they don't have anybody else. I mean, they have
Yeah.
other people, but like they have to stay isolated cuz they're all older. And so we keep our distances, we wear our gloves,
Yeah.
and they're, but we worry about them, worry about my
Yeah.
dad,
Yeah.
and at least my mom has a lot of, she sees people are calling her, I mean, she sees her caregiver and my
Right.
niece and my nephew at night, but they keep their distance and they're only there in case, because she can't be left alone. But like, it's things like that are hard, because my mom's a social butterfly. I'm glad your mom has gone over, like, but
Yeah.
that's a family, and you guys are you're not like going on public where there's
Right.
masses of
No.
people. The
Right.
grocery store was the only thing we were doing, and even now they've gotten so much better at showing us where exactly we should stand. HEB has put up all these
Yeah.
plastic guard things, and they have red spots on the ground. Here's where you should distance, and that's
Right.
great,
Yeah.
because
I saw
that's
that at Sprouts the other day. They had lines whenever you were waiting in line to check out, and this is where you would stand in the line.
yeah,
You were, 6 feet or whatever from
yeah.
the person in front of you. But yeah, I've seen
Awesome.
it too.
It is. It is. Well, thank you so much. I don't want to. I mean, I know this was. Well, now you had to do a live on this new software that I'm testing, and I really appreciate it. I'm gonna get better at it, but since I'm a team of one, I'm still can't manage the comments while I talk to you at the same time and figure out what I'm. Make sure we don't go over, because I don't want it to be. Everybody's time is valuable, and I know that
Sure.
it's a good break in the day for, lunch. So I definitely appreciate you
Thank
visiting.
you. This was fun. I miss
Yeah,
you.
I miss you too. Tell folks if they want to connect with you, how they can do that.
Okay, great. So they can connect with me via LinkedIn under my name, Jann
Uh-huh.
Villanueva. They can also email me at jan.villanueva@valleyliving.com.
Awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I appreciate it. And
Thanks for making me put makeup on today. Even though I don't have my
well,
hair
the only
doing here.
I got yoga pants on the bottom, and I put
Hey,
on them.
me too. Me
I do
too.
have my unicorn shirt,
I
making,
was hoping you would. I was hoping you would.
with all my unicorns, they
I
just got
love
to
it.
keep this. My spirit animal is the unicorn, so they keep me happy. But definitely, if this message I have to say to those watching, and thank you, Jeff and Amy and Deanna and
Yeah.
Jordan and everybody else, that if please, share this with someone if they need to hear this. If they want to be on with, live, I'd love for them to join me. Just shoot me an email, leave it in the comments. But definitely, I really appreciate everyone that joined us today.
Yeah.
And we will get to any comments. I'll tag Jann if they have a special question for you, as well. But definitely, it's something that we need to be doing. We need to be staying connected with people, and it's more than ever. Just
Yeah.
be kind, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody joining us. So
Thank you
until
for thinking of
tomorrow,
me. Yes.
yes, thank you. Until tomorrow, tomorrow I'll be on with Jeff Durstock at 11 as well.
Go Dewey.
Yay! Um, so until then, remember, do as we do is my new hashtag, do as we do. And you can follow more of these episodes if you follow the hashtag ThatKimberly as well. And until tomorrow, thank you, Jann.
Thank you for having me. Love you.
Love you too. Bye. Stay
Bye.
safe.
All right. You too. Bye.